Joining me now, Craig Hallworth. He is a Senior VP and CFO at Gunnison Copper. Good to see you. Nice to meet you.
Mark, so good to be here today. Thank you.
So lots to talk about with your company. It's very interesting. If you can give us a snapshot now of the sort of the past producing Johnson Camp mine, which is just months away from production, I understand. And then you've got this large Gunnison project, which is nearby, and you've got a PEA. So kind of let us know about that if you could.
Well, the Johnson Camp mine, Mark, has been in operation. It started in 1881. So we're talking about a mining camp that's been around a long time. And that's a big part of our support, I think, with local constituencies. We've got support and we've permitted 2 mines in the past 5 years. One of them is the Johnson Camp mine. We're very excited to bring it into production mid this year with our partner, Newton LLC, which is a subsidiary of Rio Tinto. The mine's going to have 2 different circuits of processing. One is going to be traditional oxide heap leach with your regular run-of-the-mill acid, and the other is going to be sulfide heap leach with Newton's special technology. So we're really excited to put this into production, and we think it'll be producing by mid this year, and we'll be into full production by next year. On the topic of the Gunnison project, this is really the big mover and shaker for the organization right now. It was previously pursued under an in-situ leaching approach and was fully permitted under that approach. However, we recently pivoted it to a traditional open pit technology. And you're going to see in the PEA study that we released in November really great economics. There's a 1.3 billion NPV, a 21% IRR. And so it looks really good as an open pit. And the important part about it is that it's all traditional technology and oxide. So oxide heap leach for the first 7 years. We'll be able to reach full payback using traditional oxide heap leach. And the vast majority of it is also oxide. 90% of the economics comes from oxide and 10% from sulfide. So you're going to see a lot of great things coming as we continue to advance the Gunnison project.
Now, you mentioned Newton, the Rio subsidiary. So Gunnison and Newton were awarded about $14 million in tax credits by the Department of Energy, IRS. That's for the Johnson Camp mine. So what's the significance of that, would you say?
Well, if you take a look at our market capitalization today of $40 million US, that tells you right there how important to receive $13.9 million US is from the government. But really, it's something that we're extremely proud to have been selected by the Department of Energy and the Internal Revenue Service because, there's a lot of copper projects in Arizona, a lot of good projects, but only ours was selected. And I think what that tells you is there's a focus on things that are made in America. That's what we are, from the ore, all of our people, and to the finished product of copper that we produce. And we have written right into our offtake agreement, must be sold in the United States to be used in the United States. And we want our copper to go into American manufacturing, defense, and energy supply chains. That's a big part of our mission here. So I think that was recognized along with, the long history and the support of the communities. For example, we have a partnership with Cochise College, which is a local college in the area. And we're just completing now the final design of an apprenticeship program, which we'll be implementing very, very soon. So I think all of these things together is the reason that we were selected to receive this reward, and we are very, very proud and thankful for that.
Now, Gunnison has byproducts that are not included in the PEA. So you've got limestone, gravel, and sulfide as well. How significant are these? Is it just kind of a bonus, or is it more significant than that?
It's a really unique situation. I'm not familiar with any other projects that have this situation where the overburden on top of the ore body, the waste, in other words, that's fully costed in our economics of our PEA as waste, that material could actually have a saleable value. We believe that this gravel and limestone will have a material saleable value. For example, on the gravel, we have 750 million tons of it. So even if we were only able to sell it for $1 a ton, you're talking about $750 million. So this is an incredible amount of money that we need to do more work this year, which we're planning to do this spring, bring in independent experts to better assess and test the gravel and limestone to see the grades and how much we're talking about. Before we can talk to significant aggregate companies like Vulcan and Martin Marietta in the United States to talk about the potential for bringing in a gravel expert partner to offtake from us. So we're very, very excited about the scale of that, and the time frame that we're going to develop it is within the next 6 months.
So estimated production eventually 170 million pounds in production. And it's been said that clearly makes you an M&A target. And so is it, as you prove this out, is it sort of an inevitability, given the jurisdiction, given what you have, then a major comes knocking? Is that the plan?
Yeah, Mark, I think that when you say those numbers, when you talk about the 170 million pounds of copper produced a year, if you assumed a copper price of $4 a pound and our sustaining cash cost of $1.94 per pound, you're talking about $340 million per year of free cash flow generation. So that's a significant project. And just to give you a sense of the scale versus our market cap of, as I said before, only 40 million today, we think that there's a significant upside coming for our stock as the market gets word and starts to understand better this opportunity. But to answer your question just a little bit more directly on the other companies out there, we're aware of several mid-sized companies in southern Arizona that are all right next door to us. They have platforms in place. They have platforms of experts in permitting, environmental, engineering, legal, and it's a machine, and they need to keep feeding the machine. So they're going to need to keep bringing in new projects into that pipeline for them to keep feeding that machine, and I think we are going to look very attractive to them.
All right. Now, lastly, your CEO has said that it's up to you to get the word. It's up to the company to get the word out, because there's a major disconnect, as he sees it, and you do probably as well, between the assets and the market price currently. So, I mean, you're doing this interview. Well, how do you bridge that gap?
I think it just takes time. It takes a lot of time. We were using the in situ approach for many years. We've only pivoted a few months ago. And, due to the timing of when we acquired a land package that was required for us to pivot to open pit, we had to go market with it in November around Thanksgiving, which is not an optimal time of the year. Investors at Thanksgiving into Christmas, they're busy. So it's been taking some time, and it'll take some more time. But we are very committed to getting this story out and to really doing everything it takes to ensure that the market understands fully this opportunity.
All right. Nice job, Craig. Thank you.
Thank you, Mark.
Okay. We'll see you soon. Craig Hallworth, and he is with Gunnison Copper. Our thanks to him.